Okay, right now we're looking at a very interesting counting page here. We're dealing with triplets with ties. And the way I've set up my schedule here on educating people with counting is I kept it right now pretty much on the white keys. If you notice here, there's no sharps or flats. You can really focus in on what the rhythm is doing and learn how to and understand how to place the triplets and the eighths and have everything fit. The hard thing here is you get ties. When you see a tie, you have to carry the tie. You have to add up those note values and count through. The left hand, you have chord symbols here. You can play just the root in the left hand. Just by playing the root, it just gives you that little added motion in the left hand, and it makes the thing sound like a little piece, which is really kind of fun. So, the big part of the problem here is you might want to work up your fingering, okay? I purposely have no fingering on this page. Now, the reason being, your general music, you're going to get books in stores with music, you know, all the tunes in it. And you'll find that in most cases, they will not contain the fingering. So what you do is, the best way to work that out is, as the notes get higher on the staff, your hand position will move, and you can maybe adjust it. You could put little pencil marks, the 1 being the thumb, the pinky being the 5, which will kind of guide you around. This is kind of essential if you start working on this for really heavy speed. But initially when you're reading it, I think you're going to find, if you can get used to looking ahead and see if the notes are moving up higher, that you'll find that your hand position will move higher. Okay? So that's a big part of learning how to play jazz and popular playing. In a more contemporary approach, classical players will have everything all written out. I mean, as far as the fingering, because they already have it preconceived on where they're going to be going with this. Even though this is preconceived in the jazz world, in improvisational world, and popular kind of idioms, we have some freedom, which will allow us to move the melodies and shift tones and improvise, and we have to have the control to put in our own fingerings and have it be comfortable. Okay, and I'll be showing you all kinds of skills that are going to help do that more and more down the road. But right now, let's take a look at this. Triplets with ties. A lot to look at here. It's a beautiful little piece. Okay, here we go. So we start off, left hand can play these roots of the chords anywhere. And it's best advised to work on with a metronome if you can, but for now we're not going to do that, okay? 1, 2. See how that's tied over and the G came down on one beat. 1. See, okay? So it'll be like this. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, and E, 4, and 1, 2. And then we got C, 3 and D, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and D, 2 and 3 and 4 and D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and D, 3, 4. See, it's nice. You have to make sure that everything's all lining up. You'll see how the chords are fitting over these melody points. Okay? Okay, we're taking it now from measure 7. 1, 1, 2 and D, 3. Okay, 1 and 2 and D, 3 and 4 and 1 and D. See how the D's going to come in by itself? 1, it makes it hard. 1 and D, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Right there. 1, 1 and 2 and D, 3 and D, 4 and 1 and. Now what's happening there is a lot of cases you're going to see, like on that bar 13, 15, you have that E that came in by itself. On beat 3. 3 and 4, and see the left hand is coming in because the tie is going through that beat, okay? Let's take it from 17. 1 and 2, and left hand by itself. 3 and 1 and 2 and. bottom here, and we have double E, 1 and E, 2 and 3 and E, 4 and 1 and 2 and E, 3 and 4 and 1 and E, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what's happening here is you're going to see that the triplets, so let's take it from 27. Triplets have to be differentiated between that and the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and E, 4 and tricky here. 1 and 2 and 3 and E, 4 and 1, 2 and E, 3 and 4 and E, 1 and 2 and 3 and E, 4 and. You got an awful lot to look at right here. Remember, triplets, 1 and E, eighths, 1 and different. So you're going to be careful to make sure you're counting this stuff very carefully. Go slow. Take one little part at a time. You'll be glad you did, because this is typically rhythms that are much more difficult than what you're going to see in a typical piece of sheet music. So this is it's a really good practice for you.